Yeah, this one, the Saints traveling to Seattle to play the Seahawks. This is going to be a pretty interesting game too. You got Teddy Bridgewater versus the venerable Russell Wilson. Russell's having a Russell year already. He's 43 of 55 for 495 yards, 6 touchdowns. And one of the matchups I thought was kind of intriguing, you got Michael Thomas with 20 catches already for 212 yards. And then on the other side, for the Seahawks, you got the emerging star and rookie DK Metcalf, 7 catches, 150 yards. That's a pretty big matchup for, the greatest right now versus a guy that may be one of the best here in a year or so. Got some, injuries certainly is going to be a big thing for this game, because, Drew Brees being out and Andrews Pete, the offensive lineman, for hurt or questionable. Teddy Ginn's questionable. Sheldon Rankins questionable. Traquan Smith questionable. But you got both the guards for Seattle, Ethan Posick and DJ Fluker, both questionable. And this one is, I don't know, man, who I want to win this, but I think Seattle with their 16th ranked defense, 24th offense. Saints, of course, has the 10th best offense.
We were talking when Breeze went out that this is one of the games that they predicted that we thought they would probably lose.
Yeah,
because you wouldn't know how much energy a quarterback brings you. I mean,
especially that quarterback.
Yes,
right?
I mean, just the passing yards right there. I mean, they had to totally do a 180 off this week. They had to do a 180 on a different offensive game plan.
Yeah,
they cater so much different than what they normally have. If Russell Wilson, you don't know if it's not just the arm you got to worry about; it's the running too. I mean, he's one of the quarterbacks that actually handles the passing and running quarterback.
He's scary for defense.
Yes.
But you know what? Their defense, man, you don't run the ball against Seattle. Mm-hmm. So they're giving up 57 yards rushing a game. So that right there, I wonder if they're going to try to force feed Alvin Kamara a lot of touches, especially running plays to take the heat off Bridgewater. They're going to go to him in the flats a lot. They're going to try to establish that real quick and try to bounce one over the top. Just play action, throw the flats, because Teddy's good at that. Mm-hmm. Teddy's usually real good at reading the play and getting rid of the ball fast. I mean, that was kind of what he did for the Vikings. He did it at Louisville. So
I'm seeing Seattle. The Seattle's actually favored by 4 points, and I'm actually picking.
That's all, really?
Yes.
At home?
At home. 4
wow.
points. 4 points. So, I'm picking Seattle still stay undefeated. That on the NFC West, you have so many undefeated teams, and we're going to start talking about more of them throughout the day.
Right.
But I'm saying Seattle.
Yeah, I'm going to go with you on this one too. I'm thinking Seattle at home's pretty hard to beat. I would have thought they'd been favored by more than that, but there's a lot of weapons over there on that Saints sideline. I mean, Alvin Kamara is no joke. Thomas is no joke. And it's not like, Teddy Bridgewater doesn't have any kind of skins or anything. I mean, this is a former first-round pick. So, yep, this one's going to be intriguing, but I'm going with the Seahawks. This Texans-Chargers, man, this one's going to be intriguing as well. You got Texans are 20th in the league on offense, 23rd in defense, kind of consistent. But the Chargers got the 4th ranked offense and 17th ranked defense. I'm definitely going Chargers on this. I just think they can protect Phillip Rivers better than what Texans are going to be able to protect Deshaun Watson. And Deshaun Watson's having a great year. He's 36 of 59, 427 yards, 3 touchdowns, only 1 pick. Phillip Rivers is 45 of 70 for 626 yards, 3 TDs, 2 picks. Carlos Hyde has rushed 30 carries, 173 yards. And Hopkins, 13 receptions, 151 yards, 2 TDs for the Texans, and of course Allen with his 16 receptions, 221 yards for the Chargers. They look formidable. I mean, I just don't think they can play with them. They're both, they're averaging 20 points a game, but
I'm looking at the Charger game, and it's a kind of like a redemption because they had that loss in Detroit. They scored pretty much all the points the first half and then nothing.
Right.
And that's definitely not like the Chargers.
Not at all.
And I see them bouncing back. I mean, they're favored by 3 points. I'm picking the Chargers too. Nothing against Houston. I know that Houston were definitely playing with a lot on their heart with going on the flooding down in Houston, and making that journey. I mean, but right now I just see the Chargers bouncing back to prove like that was not a fluke, that loss. So I'm picking the Chargers.
I am too. I mean, Houston's got 2 banged up offensive linemen. They got the guard, Calamite, and you got Laramie Tunsil, the offensive tackle. They're both questionable. Tywan Jones, running back's questionable. Unfortunately for the Chargers, Hunter Henry's out, and then Michael Davis and Keenan Allen and Mike Pouncey are all questionable. But they're only favored. Chargers are only favored by 3, but I still think that's one of the most solid rosters in the NFL as far as talent, and I just think Phillip Rivers will find a way to get his guys home, man, and get touchdowns instead of field goals. And I don't think Houston can protect Watson that well. And I hate seeing him running because he's been popped a lot this year, and especially if Tunsil's hurt, going up against Bosa and those guys, that could be a little scary. Next game, let's talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers and their new quarterback going to play the San Francisco 49ers. Yeah, this Steelers traveling to West Coast to play the 49ers. I don't think this one's going to be very pretty.
Oh, it's definitely not going to be pretty. I mean, if you're a Steeler fan, I wouldn't even watch because it's going to be a gruesome game. I mean, the Niners undefeated. The Steelers haven't won a game. I mean, they lost their big bin for the year. What do? I mean, it's totally. I mean, if you're it's just what do you do for the Steelers? I mean, how do you?
Well, you look at them. They're 28th on offense and 29th on defense. I mean, they're bad on both sides of the ball. I didn't see this coming before the season. 49ers. I mean, just as inept as the Steelers are on both sides of the ball, 49ers are in the top 10 in offense and defense. They got the 7th ranked offense and 9th ranked defense. I mean, this is going to be a test, and I just don't think the Steelers can pass this test. I mean, 49ers putting up 417 yards a game, Steelers putting up 288. Rushing yards, I mean, like we've been talking about, Connor just hadn't been getting it done. They're only averaging as a team 56.5 yards for the season. And then they're giving up 125 yards, and you can't run on the 49ers. They're only giving up 73 yards. You want to look at it and say, okay, what can they exploit? I mean, I just don't see it.
I mean, it's something. I mean, the Niners are favored by 6.5, and that's being very kind to them because
a home game. Yeah.
I mean, it could be higher than that. I mean, it's just going to be highest. I mean, I'm saying San Francisco Niners to win. I'm saying 42-10.
Yeah, I mean, Greg Kittle's just such a matchup nightmare at tight end. It's. And then Rudolph, he's got some weapons over there. The Juju Smith-Schuster. I mean, he's a premier wide receiver. 11 catches, 162 yards, but still waiting for Connor to get untracked. And I think that has more to do with the offensive line than any lack of ability or lack of effort or injury or whatever. But with that defensive line of the Niners, they're not going to be able to run. And they're going to have to pass, and if these guys pin their ears back and start sending blitzes on young Mason Rudolph. I mean,
It's going to be gruesome.
yeah, it's not going to be pretty. And man, to think we could be sitting here, Monday morning talking about the 0-3 Pittsburgh Steelers. Well, I didn't see that one coming, but that's the reality of it. So I'm going with the 49ers. Next game's got some high profile stuff to it. We got the Rams traveling to Cleveland, play the Browns. Yeah, this game here, man, the Rams going to the East to play the Browns, the darlings of the offseason. I mean, the Rams look stout. I mean, 13th ranked offense, 5th ranked defense. The Browns offense, everybody thought was going to be better than it is. It's only the 15th ranked offense in the league, and their defense is quite formidable at 7th ranked. But I just don't think they're going to be able to protect Baker Mayfield enough to win this game. I mean, if you got a score with the Rams are averaging 28 points a game. The Browns are only averaging 18. Rams are giving up 18, and the Browns are giving up 23. As far as yards, it looks like the Browns are 391 yards, 375, but the yards allowed, they're kind of close. Just don't seem to be able to run on the Rams at all. And if I'm a Cleveland fan, I'm sitting there worried, okay, we got Aaron Donald coming to town and Brockers and
Matthews and
just those linemen, man, just being able to get in there, and that's.
I mean, I'm picking the Rams to win. They're favored by 3, and I thought that would be higher. I mean, everyone kind of saw how Cleveland played on Monday night. I mean, it was definitely better than Week 1.
Well, they were physical on defense, weren't they?
They were, but
I mean, Myles Garrett, that's a beast.
Mm-hmm. But the Rams proved it. I mean, they won against the Drew Brees less Saints on
Teddy Bridgewater,
but
his quarterback, thrust into the game. It wasn't like he had a week to prepare or anything. So
I mean, I'm picking the Rams to win.
I am too. Like I said, I think their defense poses a few problems for Baker Mayfield. Mainly the defensive line being able to get home. You saw a lot of Baker against the Jets rolling out. The Jets were getting pressure on him. He was having to roll out of the pocket. Well, this is a different animal coming to town right now, man. With these boys, I mean, that's a Super Bowl team from last year. Okay, so 7th ranked 5th ranked defense in the league. Yeah, this one's going to be pretty tough, and it looks like it's going to be a home loss for the Browns. In our last game, we're going to talk about it's the Monday night one. This one you couldn't really drawn up a worse matchup. You got the Bears versus the Redskins. So let's talk about this one. When I was doing my research on this one, it was just hard to pick a winner. I mean, you look at this. The Bears have the 30th ranked offense and the 4th ranked defense. Redskins 25th ranked offense and the 30th ranked defense. Bears are scoring 9 points a game, man, and they're giving up only 12. At least the Redskins are scoring 24 points a game. They're giving up 31. I mean, I guess this is a chance for redemption for Mitch Trubisky, who's been way underplaying
the hype,
man. I mean, 42 of 72 for 348 yards, 1 pick. Case Keenum's actually almost doubled his output there with 56 of 81 for 601 yards and 5 touchdowns. Adrian Peterson last week, 10 carries, 25 yards. I think that's an anomaly, but we may see again. Montgomery kid from Iowa State for the Bears he's got 80 yards on 24 carries and a touchdown. You know what? You're going to call me crazy, but I'm going to go with the Redskins at home on this one.
Okay.
Mitch Trubisky, it's just hard for me to pick him.
I'm picking the Bears. I'm saying their defense is going to step it up, and that's how they're going to get their points is on the defense.
You think they're going to score defensively, huh?
Yes.
Because their offense just doesn't seem like it's